today we're going to work on doing a silhouette project. A silhouette is an object that the light is hitting from the back, and instead of seeing it, you just see the shape of it. So if you imagine that you're looking at the sunset and you see trees in front of the sunset, but you don't really see the trees, you just see the outline of the trees, and the trees are black. So the first thing we're going to put down is the ground. And then here I'm going to put my tree. I'm going to imagine my tree goes all the way up top. And for now I'm just going to use the lines. I'm not going to make them thicker yet because I'm going to come back with a Sharpie to do that. And this will be a 2-week project. So we're going to work on the silhouette this week, and next week we can have our sunset. And you can either use markers or crayons, or I'm gonna do a watercolor painting. So now that we have our tree, we're gonna come put part of a fence. So I'll put my fence posts. I want these to be pretty straight. And then over here, we're gonna have the foundation for the house. And we're gonna have the first story. And then we're gonna have the roof line. So you come out and then you do a diagonal. And then right here, we're gonna add in a big window. Have a big bush. And so that gives us our outline. And so now we can start thinking of objects to make it more seasonal. So we're coming up on fall, or we are in autumn already, and we're coming up on the holiday in October, where we go trick-or-treating and dress up in costumes and have jack-o'-lanterns. So if you want, you can go ahead and add in, let's say, add in a pumpkin. Be careful to do a nice big mouth, because when you add in your marker, sometimes it wants to cover up. And then also over here, we can add in a cat shape. And again, I'm just using the line right here. So then right here, we can add in a spider web. Like that. And then maybe here, we'll pretend that there is someone that is dressed up in their costume and they're waiting. So let's say so you just draw their outline, and this is actually called a contour line when you draw the very outside line of an object. So once you are done with that, then you can grab your black marker, and I have a black Sharpie. And so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna do the ground. Okay, we'll just draw some movement lines, and this will help fill in the color down here. So when I come back, I will go over this with black paint too, so it'll look very dark. Okay, and I'm gonna pretend that there's lattice down here or some type of covering for the bottom. Okay. And then I'll draw some marks to give a pattern for a roof. And I will be painting the house black next week as well with the sunset. For now, we'll do some lines. To make it appear like a wood house. And you could do brick if you wanted to do a different one. Okay, so now we can do the bush. Of course, we want to give some lines in it to show some texture, and then I can paint that black next week as well. Okay, so for the tree, we just make it thicker and we round the base of it because that's makes it look more realistic. Okay, and then with the limbs, make them come up, and you do make the limbs a little bit thicker too, especially at the beginning. They get kind of smaller towards the end, but at the beginning, they're a little bit thicker. Okay, and you can do the other side the same way. And so you do want to also make the posts a little bit thicker. And you kind of have to be careful with your jack-o'-lantern so you don't fill in the eyes or the nose. And then with the cat, I'll make those thicker too. With the cat, if you come down and then make the belly part a little bit thicker. And then you just put some little hairs sticking up on his back and around his tail, and he'll look like he got kind of scared. Okay, so you would also fill in your silhouette of your witch with the Sharpie. So here is what it looks like when it's done for this week. You can use the yellow crayon to fill in the jack-o'-lantern and pretend that he has a candle lit on the inside, and then you can color this part of the window yellow to pretend that there's a light on inside and it's behind the person. And next week we will fill in our sunset. I hope you enjoyed drawing this, and I hope you enjoyed coming up with things to put in your drawing. We'll finish this next week. Take care.